straight into it here. Oh no, I've gone. Alright, how's that? That should be coming through alright. Qantas Airbus A330-300. Jetting off from a terribly windy Melbourne airport here. absolutely terrible at Melbourne today. Just putting on the best of it for us here on the live tour. Okay, welcome everybody in the chat. A dude is cool back in here. Welcome back. Melbourne Flights. Hi all. Hello. Ali also back in the chat. Good morning. Welcome. So back in Melbourne, or in Melbourne today. Considering the weather, most likely from the T-Port car park. Yeah, yep, you got that one right. I did actually consider going around the other side of the airport, but didn't want to catch a ride over there, just in case. Blickfang as well. Tracy, good morning from Melbourne. Welcome. Leah, also in the chat. Hello. Welcome over to Australia. No, it's windy and it's awful, but I'm out here. I'm gonna watch a bit of plane action today, going through till about 5-6 o'clock tonight, and then back out real early to catch the 5 AM arrivals. Qantas 737 off the other runway. Just trying to get out of the wind as much as I can. There's a nice concrete barrier right in front of us, which I can hide down under when I'm checking the chat. Tony Arrow back in the chat. Great supporter of the stream. Morning Melbourne. Hello to everyone else around the world. Tuning in from San Francisco. Absolutely. The best looking Chinese airline. 100%. In from Guangzhou. The internet is actually really good here at Melbourne, I found. Yeah, much better than Sydney. Sydney was an absolute nightmare trying to find the internet. Airbus A220-300 in the green QANTASlink livery. First time for me spotting this aircraft. Brand new, delivered well, not too long ago, earlier this year. Most likely coming in from Canberra. I'll have a check and confirm that for you guys shortly. What a nice looking livery that is. And we're back with the honking of the horns in the background. Not sure if you guys can hear that. Driving me insane yesterday in Sydney. And lucky for me, get to deal with that again today in Melbourne. Alright, let's check flight radar. See where this one's coming in from. The Airbus A220-300 of QANTASlink. The A220 is based out of Melbourne here. This aircraft flying QANTASlink flight 1275, registered Victor Hotel X-ray 4 Alpha, coming in from Canberra. Have a little close-up look at this livery as it taxis behind the Thai Airways Airbus A350. X-ray for Alpha. Very special aircraft. Very lucky to see it here in Melbourne. Airbus A330 going to take off. Just saw it at the start of the stream. Virgin Australia Boeing 737-800 now landing. This aircraft flying in from Brisbane as Velocity Flight 314. Registered Victor Hotel, India, Whiskey, Quebec. (717) off the perpendicular runway. I'm not familiar with the runway. The runway is here in Melbourne, so I have to work on that. The QANTASlink A220, they're just taxiing behind the Singapore Airlines. It'll go around to the Qantas terminal here in Melbourne. And the Virgin Australia will taxi in just in front of us. Tony, hello, Harry and others I recognise. First time ever watching a Melbourne stream. Well, hopefully you enjoy it. Nice view here from the T4 car park. Jetstar Airbus A320 landing on the main runway. Sure, Melbourne Flights Live can inform me of the active runways here, their numbers. Appreciate that. This aircraft on screen now arriving is from Cairns as Jetstar 939. It's an Airbus A320-200 registered Victor Hotel, Victor Golf Romeo. Come in and taxi just in front of us here onto the Jetstar gates. Welcome to Melbourne. Slightly cool in the western suburbs this morning. Freezing at the airport, Tracy. Absolutely freezing. Noticed it as soon as I got off the plane. It was a lot colder than Sydney. Virgin 73, Virgin 73. Departing there from Melbourne Airport. Aviation fan, what's the biggest plane you've been on? I've been on 777-200 on Air New Zealand back in 2019. And also the 787-9, two pretty big planes. On Sunday, be on the Airbus A380 into Christchurch. Jetstar heading out. Jetstar coming in. Never seen that A220 before. It's a very interesting looking aircraft. Green Qantas, certainly different. It was quite strange, but I reckon it looks real cool. Having a face-off here, these two Jetstar 320s. Tracy, never seen QANTASlink, and I'm from Melbourne. Don't mind the green. QANTASlink operate the all the little jets, smaller than the 737s. So the 717s, all the turboprops, and the A220s, which are replacing the 717s. Jetstar A320. Plenty of Jetstar action here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get them all in one frame. There they are. Alright. Yes, that's right. Yes, there is actually a whole terminal for Qantas. They often do that. In Sydney it is Terminal 3, and Terminal 2 is for all the other airlines. It's the domestic terminals. They're all joined in one building. All the international, domestic and regional here in Melbourne, and the Qantas domestic joined in with the all the other domestics in Sydney. Alright, thank you for that, Melbourne Flights Aviation. 16 at the A220 landed on, and 27 that the 717 took off from. Perfect, thank you very much for that. So it'll be 1634 is the main runway, and oh, hang on, don't tell me. 2709 would be the perpendicular. Okay, just on final approach now, we have a QANTASlink Boeing 717 flying Q-Link flight 6201 from Canberra. Smoking it on 16. This aircraft, Victor Hotel November X-Ray Oscar. Tasking coming in from Los Angeles, 5:12, Wednesday 17th of April, good morning. Thursday the 18th here in Melbourne, not far past 10 AM. Ali's definitely got that right. The Melbourne weather's quite like the New Zealand weather. Bell, Jetstar, very nice, quite a few of them. Heading down the other end of the airport for departure. Here now a Qantas Boeing 737 off to Christchurch as Qantas Flight 133. This aircraft I flew from Auckland to Melbourne last year. It is a 737-800 registered Victor Hotel X-Ray Zulu Echo. Of our Jetstar flights pulling into the gate here next to two Airbus A321s. Taskin, enjoying the live stream, thank you. Great to share Melbourne to the world today. Don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. They're both free ways to support the channel, and I really appreciate all the support. Bad Raid confirming that 2709 is the east-west runway, and 3416 north-south. Thank you very much. Definitely going to be some hard landings in the crosswind today. Qantas Boeing 737-800 on the main runway. 716. Qantas flight 423 coming in from Sydney, where we were yesterday and the day before. Victor Hotel, Victor Yankee Kilo here. Qantas 73 and a Jetstar off of 27. And a Virgin 73 taxiing down the end as well. Yeah, I would appreciate if all that talk stopped in the chat. Just about people getting banned in other streams. Landis also in the chat, welcome. The baby Boeing, the 717. Tell you what, the little Q200s and sub 340s taxiing past Airbus A380s in Sydney yesterday also didn't look like they quite fitted in. Who knows, maybe it was the other way around. So our Singapore Airlines Boeing 777 there, and a Virgin 73 taxiing out as well. Looks like that's a 737 MAX 8. It is flying Velocity 219 to Adelaide. Virgin Australia's third Boeing 737 MAX 8 registered Victor Hotel 8 India Charlie. ANZ 121 coming in from Auckland. Not too far away. Thank you for that. Also coming in now just on short finals, the Virgin Australia 737-800 coming in from Adelaide. Velocity flight 212. That is about. Thanks for taking us on this journey, mate. No worries. You guys are watching day 4 of 8 of the Australasia live plane spotting tour here live and free on Nonny Aviation in New Zealand. Seven 3 from Adelaide coming in. Smooth landing there despite the crosswinds. Come in and taxi to Terminal 3, the Virgin Australia terminal in Melbourne. I think Rex also operate out of Terminal 3. Not sure. Yet to see a Rex 73 here in Melbourne this morning. Yes, 717 compared to the Singapore 777, absolutely tiny. Ah, yeah, Tony. Don't see any Emirates on the ground. Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. Still bad weather in Dubai, I guess. Yeah, they weren't letting anyone check in until midnight Dubai time. So the Emirates Airbus arrival meant to come in at some early time in the morning. If I can scroll up. Yeah, it's coming in delayed until 12:35 p.m. So that is awesome news for us. We'll be able to see it here in daylight as opposed to 5:30 a.m. when it's usually scheduled to come in. Also delayed, the YMML Air Boeing 787-9 coming in at 9:35, now scheduled for 11 a.m. Looking forward to seeing that one. So 2 aircraft that we wouldn't have otherwise seen coming in late. Here's the 737 MAX 8 off to Adelaide. Still getting hit by the terrible winds coming straight in here in Melbourne. Just on finals now. Qantas flight 611 from Brisbane, 737-800 registered Victor Hotel Victor Yankee Charlie. So the Emirates Airbus A380 late arrival shouldn't impact the departure, as I think they usually wait around right to the end of the day to head back to Dubai. Bit of bad weather over that side of the field. Thai A350, yes, the Airbus A350-900 there, parked on the remote stands, next to a Singapore A350-900 as well. Bird Feeder Network, haven't applied for memberships per chats and stickers. They still need to verify my watch hours, unfortunately. I've actually got all the watch hours I need, all the subscribers I need for monetization, but YouTube's a bit slow. Working on that, and see how it goes. It happens when it happens. But thank you for your interest. Hasbot Tech 2, no idea. Virgin had 737 Maxes. Only got them this year, I believe. Quite a new addition to the fleet. Night Dance 67, best wishes from Germany. Thank you for tuning in. Nice smooth Virgin landing there. Aviation fan, do you miss the Qantas 747? Because I do. Who doesn't miss the 747, especially of Qantas? Do I play Microsoft Flight Sim 2020? No, I do X-Plane 12, the proper simulator. Melbourne Flights Aviation. Next time you come to Melbourne, I can drive you around to the other side if you would like. That'd be awesome. Weather dependent, of course, because I wouldn't head around now. It's going to be raining later towards the afternoon, evening. So wouldn't want to head around there and get a bit wet. But thank you very much for the offer. Had an American C-17 Globemaster over your house in the Central Coast, New South Wales about an hour ago. JR. Wouldn't be heading this way, would it? I'm sure it'd like to do a couple of touch and goes here at Melbourne. You bet. Absolutely, I'm back in the car park. Parabellum Collectibles. I do love me a good car park here. Level 6 of the Terminal 4 car park in Melbourne. Under the cover. See, I would go and venture onwards. Leave my car park streaming days behind if there wasn't rain on the radar. Bit unfortunate, but that is alright. There's a Jetstar Airbus A320 on the radar. It's the far one down here. Nice little view of the Jetstar gates here in Melbourne. Sue Major also back in the chat. Welcome back. Hello. Hope you're doing well. If you're talking about the tower, yeah, I can show the tower. Otherwise, don't have any ATC, unfortunately. I did go and buy a airband radio, but unfortunately my laptop doesn't pick it up when I plug it in. So no way to get radio. Sounds like there's a duck up in the car park here. Ali, did I go to, assume you mean Warbirds over Wanaka a few weeks back? Unfortunately I didn't. I wasn't able to get streaming permission there, so I decided against going. This was going to cost quite a bit of money. But that's alright. Save all the excitement, all the energy for this live stream here on the Australasia live plane spotting tour. So just a reminder to those of you who haven't already to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you can. It's free, helps me out a lot, encourages me to do more stupid stuff like live streaming at 6 different airports over 8 days in Australia and New Zealand. So subscribe with notifications to stay tuned. Make sure you've got notifications for future streams. Tomorrow we are doing a morning stream in Melbourne. Then I'll be off to Sydney again. Evening stream up there. See how we go. Yeah, we'll get a tower shot for in honor of Oscar from yesterday. What I assume to be the old tower just below. Sue doing well, awesome to hear. Yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on it, checking up a couple of times a day. See if my watch hours have updated. Unfortunately, nothing yet. Alright, looks like we've got a heavy departure coming up. An Airbus A330-200 off to Delhi, India in the Qantas One World livery. Qantas Flight 69. The A330-200 is registered Victor Hotel Echo Bravo Victor. I think we can just see the tail as it taxis down there. Got another heavy pushing back as well. Another A330. And another Qantas 737-800. Off into the skies above Melbourne on runway 27. This aircraft pushing back, also an Airbus A330. It's off to Hong Kong as Qantas Flight 29. A330-200 registered Victor Hotel, Echo Bravo Sierra. Next arrival, coming in on 16, is an Embraer E190 coming in from Townsville under the QANTASlink brand, operated by Alliance Airlines as QF1987, coming through 3,000 feet. A330 might be able to get out before it. Have to keep a close eye on the radar. Flight to Hong Kong, finishing up its pushback from Terminal 1 in Melbourne. Oh, sorry, I had my mic muted. Good grief. Where did I get up to? Stuart, 2 nights running kept him up late in Melbourne. I'll be doing it again tomorrow. You best believe it. Diminished back in the chat. Hello, welcome. Joshy, also, how's the weather in Melbourne? Weather is cold, windy, raining. Just the way we like it. Not raining just yet. Actually, it's going to be raining shortly, though. Jetstar Airlines flight to Singapore must be taxiing out. Our Hong Kong Airbus A330 just down the end of the runway as well. It'll be heading out very shortly. Mark Johnston also back in the chat. Welcome. What time in Melbourne? 10:39, as you can see on the top right of your screen. Aviation fan. Weather in New Zealand is partly sunny, mostly cloudy though. Well, at least you got a little bit of sun. Absolutely nothing here. No sun at all in Melbourne. Was a little bit drizzly in Sydney this morning when I left on the Virgin 737 flight 808. Nice flight on the Virgin's Economy X product. Be able to have a little look at that on the trip report, which will be published eventually on this channel. So subscribe and turn notification bells on so you can get notified of when I publish that, and also for future streams. When does Qantas retire the A330? Not too sure. I don't think they have any plans just yet. United plane next to Singapore. I think it is. Yes, it is. It's a United Boeing 787-9. Great spotting there. The nice wings there. Another aircraft on final for runway 16. Seems to be the runway direction of choice for major Australian airports. You'd think so. Royal Brunei Airlines, yes, just parked on the left here. Tayyib coming in from Dubai. I hope it's not too wet where you are. Heard quite a lot about their flooding over there. Not so good if you're trying to catch a flight. Our Emirates Airbus A380 coming in at midday here in Melbourne. Virgin Australia Boeing 737-800 coming in on runway 16. Velocity 824 from Sydney. This aircraft, Victor Hotel, India X-Ray Juliet. Come and vacate in front of us. Hasbook Tech, have you flown Bonza? Not yet, but tomorrow, on my way back to Sydney, I'll be hopping up on a Bonza Boeing 737 MAX 8 to Tamworth before jumping on a Qantas Q-Link Q400 down to Sydney. There's our Virgin Australia arrival from Sydney. Lined up on the runway now, Qantas Flight 29 off to Hong Kong. Airbus A330-200, Victor Hotel Eco Bravo Sierra. See it come down the runway very shortly. Is that a Malaysian Airlines plane near the Jetstar? Just here. Malaysian Airbus A330 300, I believe. But before we have a look at that in a bit more detail, Qantas flight to Hong Kong. Runway 16, here we go. Nice view of the departures off of 16 here from the T4 car park. Also pushing back over on the Jetstar terminal, you guessed it, Jetstar. Or the Jetstar gates, shall I say. Airbus A321neo. This aircraft is Victor Hotel Oscar Foxtrot Sierra Airbus A321 in their nice new livery. I'm quite a fan. E195, the E190, quite small, definitely. Yeah, QANTAS do only have the E190. They're only Embraer jets. Jetstar. Kim coming in from Calgary, Alberta. Welcome, welcome. Welcome down under to Melbourne on day 4 of the Australasia live tour. Yeah, lots of Jetstars in Melbourne, going to many locations. Only flown with them twice. Going to try Bonza next time I fly for a holiday to the Gold Coast later in the year. Sounds awesome. Definitely has to let us know how that goes. I really see Bonza just becoming the Jetstar replacement, to be honest. Speaking of which, the Jetstar Airways, Airbus, somewhere, there it is, off of 27. With that awful wind just coming towards us there. Straight in my face here in Melbourne. Plenty of talk going on in the chat. Love to see it. Just to those of you who haven't already, just remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Helps me out a lot, supports the channel. YouTube like it, they show the video to more people if you like and subscribe from the stream. I really appreciate all the support that we've received so far on the Australasia live tour. Halfway through at the moment here in Melbourne. Here we are. Here's our what we were saying, the Jetstar replacement, Bonza, Boeing 737 MAX 8, flying as AB 1066 from Toowoomba. This aircraft was Bonza's first Boeing 737 MAX 8, registered Victor Hotel, Uniform India Kilo, and nickname Bazza. As you can see there. Been following Bonza very closely from across the ditch in New Zealand, where I am from. Spent a lot of time talking to CEO Tim Jordan as well. Great guy. funded by Miami investment company 777 Partners, which is an appropriate name, I think, for an aviation investment company. Qantas Boeing 787-9 pushed back from the international terminal as our Bonza friends taxi in. Bluk Fang digs the purple. Who doesn't? I reckon it looks really good. Across the ditch, good rule, remember. Yes. Across the sea, across the ditch, across the pond. Not quite. Rex Saab 340 taxiing in the background. As Bazza taxis in from Toowoomba Wellcamp Airport. Get head on with the Max 8 again as it taxis into the gate. As a Qantas 73 in the background. The thumbs up logo here for all Australia on the engines. Wi-Fi dome as well. Connect to the Bonza app when you are flying. Our Jetstar Airbus A321neo taxiing out for departure on a domestic hop off to the Sunshine Coast. Also Bonza's hub or base, shall we say? Not really a hub. This is OFS as Jetstar 794. Saab 340 rolling on 16. In the wind here in Melbourne. Alright. Loving the Rex Saab 340. It's one of the biggest operators in the world of the type. Hasbot Tech 2, love the 787, but not as much as the 747. 787 is a nice looking aircraft, isn't it? That 787 beginning its taxi off to Heathrow and then onwards to Heathrow via Perth and I think Singapore they're now stopping in. .787 just on the right side of your screen. Off to Perth on its first hop of the flight to London. Elias, never seen that before. Is that an Australian jet? I assume you're talking about the Bonza Max 8. Yes, it is. Another QANTASlink Airbus A220-300 on 16. This one, unlike the one that we saw earlier in the stream, painted in the normal QANTASlink livery. Get head on with the Airbus A220 as it taxis around. Formerly known as the Bombardier C Series, this would have been known as the CS300, bought by Airbus and rebranded into the Airbus A220. Latam Boeing 787 appears to be heading out. Seems to be starting up its engines, I think. Not just getting a push to internationals. What time did I wrap up last night? Didn't leave until 8ish myself from Sheep's Mound. I left actually quite early and got a nice sleep before the early flight here to Melbourne. Not sure the actual time, might have been about 6-7 o'clock. Did leave before the Emirates A380, unfortunately. There we are, Ashley coming in. Bonza, he quartered on the Sunshine Coast. Commenced operations 31st January 2023. Big day in Australian aviation there. Now, I'm not too sure what's going on with the Latam flight. Might just be getting pushed backwards the whole way. The tug operator showing their skills. Pushing it back the entire way to international terminal. Yep, booking's not done purely on the apps now, with Bonza recently launching their website where you can book and manage your flight from. However, prior to a couple of weeks ago, it was purely app-based. You do still need the app to connect to the in-flight Wi-Fi and order anything from the menu. Aviation fan, do 747s fly to Melbourne? Not as far as I'm aware, unfortunately. Of course, Sydney gets the freighters, freight 74s, but I don't think Melbourne does as well. How they get Q400s over here? Well, you see, they pack them up and then ship them in a shipping container. No, they fly all the way around the Pacific to get here. Made in Canada, I believe. And they go up off to Alaska and come round down the east coast of Asia. And those going on to New Zealand have a stop in Norfolk Island on the way across the Tasman. A couple of Air New Zealand ATRs do that. They will leave Brisbane and stop in Norfolk Island before making their way to New Zealand. Air New Zealand 787 about to land 16. Oh no, this is a Boeing 777. This is the leased aircraft, the all-white 777 ZKOKU. First time spotting this one flying. Only ever seen it on the ground at Auckland Airport, and that was once. Welcome to Melbourne. Operating Air New Zealand Flight 121 from Auckland. This aircraft is leased from Cathay Pacific. I remember seeing it in Cathay colours back in 2020, early 2020 in Auckland, before COVID hit, and the aircraft was eventually leased to Air New Zealand. Take the exit just in front of us here, takes you down to the international terminal. Here we go, this will be a great catch for us here. Right behind the poles. Of course, we appreciate that here on the channel. This aircraft features first class seats, which are actually bookable as well. About $150 upgrade from the business class fare. So if you want to chuck yourself in a first class seat for pretty cheap, book an Air New Zealand business class fare, upgrade when you're selecting your seat for $150 into the Cathay Pacific first class seats. Here's our Xiamen friends coming in. Very delayed arrival for them as well. Boeing 787-9. Be seeing the Emirates Airbus A380 in about an hour's time as well. Delayed arrival from Dubai due to the weather. Have a closer look here at Zulu Kilo Oscar Kilo uniform. Apparently it is going to be eventually painted into the full Air New Zealand livery. Our Qantas Boeing 787-9 off of 27, off to Perth, and then onwards to Heathrow via Singapore. Would originally be doing Qantas Flight 9 from Perth to London, but unfortunately due to something in Iran, they're having to make a stop in Singapore on the way. Roberto also back in the chat. Good morning. Welcome back to the stream here in Melbourne. Considering the hours I did yesterday, pretty sure you deserve to sleep. Awesome streaming effort yesterday. Thank you very much. Was absolutely mammoth day. Spending the whole day up in the P3 car park in Sydney. Blickfang, be right back. Pretty sure UPS 747 flies here into Melbourne. Could be right. I'm not 100% sure. Haven't seen any 747s here before. Air New Zealand 777 taxi into T1. And Shanghai Airlines 787 also pushed back. So I'm in 78, holding short for the Qantas 73, which will vacate right in front of it. Taxi around to the Qantas terminal. Cargo may still get freight, but to Avalon, possibly. Yeah, Avalon actually gets quite a bit of the freight traffic, I believe. 7-3 off of 27. A close-up look of this Boeing 787 as it taxis past. Melbourne apparently get heaps of 747s. Well, hopefully we might see one today. Singapore Airlines. Oh, of course they fly the 747 freighter in here, also from Sydney. Quite a few aircraft coming in from Sydney on the freighter runs. I think Cathay Pacific also. Yeah, Plane Pete 66. There are 747 freighters. Looks like we have a Rex Boeing 737-800 flying Rex Flight 31 in here from Sydney. Victor Hotel 8 Juliet Sierra, I believe, is the 737-800 that carry Matt from Only Planes Network. From Sydney to Brisbane yesterday as well. We saw that on the streams yesterday, this aircraft. Nice Boeing 737-800. Quite like seeing the Rex aircraft around. Bit of a change of scenery from the usual Qantas and Virgin. Yes, Air New Zealand leased Eva Air 777-300 ERs a couple of years ago. They were registered, or it was registered, Zulu Kilo Oscar Kilo Tango. Search it up on Google, you'll be able to find it. I did see it in Auckland a couple of times. Nice looking aircraft. Quite strange seeing Eva Air 777 in Sydney. Not a in Sydney, in Auckland. Not a common sight. They also leased Singapore Airlines 777-200s. They removed the Singapore Airlines stickers off of them. That helped also with the 787 engine issues. So they had 2 of those Singapore 777-200s in addition to their own back pre-COVID. Jetstar getting the push from just in front of us, and the Rex 73 taxiing in. Sue Major. Only Planes Network tuning in. Hi Harry, top effort during your Oz Tour series dedication. I believe you caught our very own Matt's departure yesterday in Sydney on his way up to Brizzy. Great stuff, keep it up. Thank you guys very much. This aircraft just in front of us now is the 737 that had the honour of taking Maddie back up to Brisbane. Victor Hotel 8 Juliet Sierra here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Only Planes Network as well. Zwan, back in the chat. Hello, welcome. Just not popping up there for some reason. Lost my internet as the Vietnam 787 might be back. Are we back? Almost. Yeah, looks like we're back now. Vietnam Airbus A350-900. Just losing quite a few frames here. Bit iffy the internet here in Melbourne. Lovely looking Vietnam Airbus A350. Claire Rogers also back in the chat, welcome. 787-8 going to land soon from Singapore. Scoot, hello from Mexico, welcome back. 74 gear flew a 747 freighter into Avalon a while ago, very interesting there. United Boeing 787 pushing off of the international terminal, and a Virgin Australia 73 just touching down from Brisbane as flight 318 Victor Hotel at Yankee Foxtrot Kilo. So hopefully the internet sorted itself out and we're transmitting all right again. Chris, amazing how you've grown your subs so much in the last few days. Absolutely, started off the tour at 624 subscribers. Absolutely ballooned out in the last couple of days, doubling the subs. Very encouraging to see. I'll definitely be doing some more crazy stuff like this tour in the near future. Near Earth object, the NEO. Aviation fan. My dad rode that Latam 787. Awesome. Unfortunately, not going to Perth this time, at least. Just Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane are the Australian destinations. Before we head off across the ditch and do Christchurch and Melbourne on my way back home. Christchurch and Wellington, sorry. So, United Boeing 787 pushed back, starting up. In addition to that, another 787 taxiing out for departure to Shanghai. This is our Shanghai Airlines 787-9. Amelia! Hi Harry, so great to have a Melbourne stream. Don't get many streams from here. Hope you're having a great time in Australia so far. I am having a wonderful time here sharing Australia with the world. Rex 737-800 taxiing in after coming in from Sydney. Yeah, so really enjoying this is the third day in Australia. My days here. Third day of. Yeah, so this is the fourth day of the Australasia live tour. It's awesome to see the support. Sector Stonehauser, greetings from Austria. Welcome down under to Aussie. In the freezing cold down here. Not the most, not the nicest conditions for plane spotting, but I'm here, so may as well stream. HZ73, morning Harry, back in the chat, welcome. 200 watching, smashing it mate. And yeah, welcome everybody in the stream. Just a reminder to those of you who haven't already to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. It's free to do so, and your support is really much appreciated. Put a lot of time and a lot of money planning this 8-day adventure around Australia and New Zealand, bringing you guys free live plane spotting coverage. And so yeah, any support very much appreciated. as a little bonus, it is free to support the channel as well. Just by liking and clicking that subscribe button. United Boeing 787 taxiing out as United 61 to San Francisco. Registered November 27959er. Rex 737-800 coming in from Brisbane. Victor Hotel, Mike Foxtrot, Mike. Love to see it. Chris, bedtime for me. Take care, everyone. Awesome. Look forward to seeing you either latest night, otherwise early tomorrow morning. Be sure to keep you up. Another late night. Just doing the East Coast. Yes, unfortunately, Amelia. But very happy to be here in Australia. Definitely be back doing some more live plane spotting later on. Nice lot of action at the moment, definitely. Our Shanghai Airlines Boeing 787-9 just down the end of the runway, beginning its takeoff bound for Shanghai. Here we are, 787 time. Runway 16 here in Melbourne. Wicked departure there. Getting up nice and early. Now coming in an Airbus A330, the Garuda Airlines retro livery. Quite a few rare liveries here in Melbourne today. Already seen the Qantas A220-300, the green kangaroo. It's currently on the ground. We'll see it depart later on. Saw the Qantas A330-200 in the One World livery also depart to India slightly earlier on than the streamer. Now Garuda Airlines retro Airbus A330-300. Indonesian Airways, the former name of Garuda. Come around and turn around just in front of us here. Coming in from Jakarta as GA716, registered Papa Kilo Golf Hotel Delta. Lovely A330-300 here. Rick S coming in, hello from Japan. People tuning in all around the world. Awesome to see. This Airbus A330 will taxi down to Terminal 1 here in Melbourne, the international terminal. 3 o'clock in Austria in the morning, 3 a.m. 2 degrees outside. Oh well, slightly warmer than Melbourne, so I'm not jealous of the warmth then. Still freezing up in the car park here. Terminal 4 car park at Melbourne. Ah, thank you. Deserve the support indeed. Yes, thank you everyone. Mammoth support over the first 4 days of the Australasia live tour. Jetstar Airways Airbus A320 coming in on 1-6 from Brisbane. Jetstar flight 565. Victor Hotel Yankee X-Ray Tango. Awesome to see so many people tuning into the stream. Love to see it. Got a whole day of action coming up from Melbourne. And our very skilled tug operator back at it again, taking the Royal Brunei Airlines Boeing 787-8 backwards from the remote stand to the international. Did this just before with the Latam Airlines 787-9. Very skilled operator there. Carolyn's back in the chat. Good morning. Melbourne is way out of the city compared to Brisbane and Sydney. Yeah, very difficult to get to. Only the Sky Bus is the real option. Oh my goodness. A bit tired, I think. Could be the reason. No sound, sorry. But welcome everybody to the stream. Landis, see you soon. Thank you for tuning in. Skybus not a bad option though. You do get a sneaky check of the private jet airport on the way past. That is that's probably the highlight of the journey, I think. Get a sneaky look of a couple of private jets, G650s and whatever else parked up. When that rail line is finished from Melbourne Airport, it'll be much easier for everyone, including Melbournians. Last I read, it'll be around 2029, a very long time away yet, but is much needed. Brisbane increases the airport size and has hardly international carriers fly directly to our nearby neighbours. Anyone know why? Landing fees? I wouldn't have a clue. Perhaps just passenger demand into the airport. I think there'd be plenty of demand out of the airport. Perhaps not enough planes as well. Maybe they did actually fly in pre-COVID, not post-COVID, due to the lack of planes. Just a couple of ideas. The sound should be back. Christopher Cotton back in the chat. Good morning from Pasadena, California in the US. Pleasure to have you back here in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. China Southern Boeing 787-9 now pushed back. Saw it as the first movement of the stream coming in from Guangzhou, now taxiing out for its departure back home to China. It's Boeing 787-9, registered Bravo 20 Alpha Alpha. Little Q300 also just landed on 27 down the end. Turning around now, taxiing back in. Coming in from Burnie. So welcome everybody to the show. Pleasure to have everybody tuning in. Hope everyone's well. Awesome to be sharing Melbourne Tullamarine Airport with everybody today, and also in the morning tomorrow. So subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss out on the morning stream, starting at about 5 AM here in Melbourne Airport. Catching early arrivals like the Emirates Airbus A380, and hopefully Melbourne will put on a lovely golden hour for us. Virgin Australia flight 830 coming in from Sydney. 737-700 registered Victor Hotel Victor Bravo Yankee. Quite strange seeing the 700s. Very short when compared to the 800. We'll see it come and slow down, exit the runway right in front of us. Had a nice flight this morning from Sydney on the Virgin Australia 737-800. Flight 808. trying out their Economy X product. See the review up on YouTube. And yeah, should be up pretty quickly. Be furiously editing reviews. Oren Lewis coming in, New Jersey City in New Jersey, USA. Very original name for a city. Jersey City in New Jersey. Welcome down under to the stream. Ali, Emirates arriving in hour 32. Great news. The very delayed arrival due to the Dubai weather flooding the airport. Meant to arrive at 5:30 this morning. Be over 6 hours late. Fiji Airways Airbus A330 also coming in. Can't wait for that arrival. Scoot 787 also lined up for 1-6, coming in from Singapore in about 5 minutes or so. Behind a Qantas 737 and a Qantas Freight A321. First from Sydney, Qantas Boeing 737-800, Victor Hotel, Victor X-Ray Papa. QF 431. And the heat haze. Don't know where the heat is, but there is heat haze. Still 14 degrees out here at the airport with a cold wind coming in from the west. $737-800 there of Qantas Airways. Not too far out, the A321 freighter. Michael Forbes coming back in the chat. Hello Harry, great stream watching from the UK, making a change from seeing constant BA jets at Heathrow. Welcome down under. No British Airways jets here in Melbourne, so you're pretty safe. Did see British Airways 787-9 in Sydney. Oops. Didn't have the camera on charge. Forgot to turn the power bank on. I've had it plugged in. That's alright, we're back. Stupid mistake there. Qantas Airbus A321-200 coming in from Perth. Operated by Express Freighters Australia for Qantas Freight. QF flight 7398 from Perth. A321-200 registered Victor Hotel, Uniform Lima Whiskey. Putting on a lovely landing for us on runway 16 here in Melbourne Tullamarine. On day 4 of 8 of the Australasia live plane spotting tour. Departed Perth 3 hours and 40 minutes ago. And arriving in Melbourne at 11:35 AM. Okay, 2 787s will be our next movements. Scoot coming in from Singapore, but followed by a departure from China Southern. Let's have a look. Niner Victor Oscar Foxtrot Bravo is the Boeing 787-9. Flying TR Flight 18. 787-8 Dreamliner. First time seeing a Dash 8 painted in the Scoot colours for myself. Affectionately known as mango pancakes. Now lining up on 16 China Southern Boeing 787-9 off to Guangzhou. But we'll stay on the Scoot 78 for now as we watch it turn around, head back towards internationals. Tracy, only learnt yesterday that Kingsford, Smith and Sydney has a curfew. I know Melbourne definitely does not have a curfew. Does it get a bit noisy sometimes at night, I imagine. Yeah, and it's not a people curfew in Sydney either. Australia Post, Qantas Freight, Airbus A321 freighter. As we wait for the China Southern 787 lining up now on 16. Lucky to get Emirates today. Brisbane's A380 was cancelled. Very lucky, and very lucky to actually get it in the daytime as well, as opposed to the usual 5:30 AM arrival. Giancarlo coming in from somewhere around the world. Welcome to Melbourne. Got visuals on the China Southern 78 lined up at the end of runway 16, just in the top right hand corner there. Actually, definitely have to hang out on the Sydney night streams, very educational. Planning on doing one tomorrow evening back in Sydney. Only reading the reviews for Scoot a few days ago, not great. Surprised Singapore Airlines owns them. Gone in Singapore Airlines many times, one of my favourite. Yeah, one of the best airlines in the world, and then one of the worst. So yeah, Scoot is a subsidiary airline of Singapore Airlines. It'll cross paths with the China Southern 78, departing as CZ322 off to China. And we all love the China Southern livery on their 787s. Thai A350, most likely just getting the push over to internationals. Scoot taxis in also to T1, and a Qantas 737-800 arriving on 16. Coming in from Brisbane as flight 613. Victor Yankee Delta, the registration of this one. E190 off of the perpendicular runway there. Came in from Townsville just before and is now heading back to Townsville. X-Ray, Victor X-Ray, the registration of that aircraft. Oh god, 14 degrees, about as high as the temperature's going to get here in Melbourne today. Going to be a cold stream today. You guys get to sit at home in the warmth, in the lovely, lovely, yep, that sums it up. As I said just before, don't know where the heat is, but there's heat haze. Not fun. Welcome, welcome. Randy, viewing from Janesville in Wisconsin, United States of America. Welcome to Melbourne. Welcome to the Australasia live tour. Story of my life, battery exhausted. Story of my trip. Only halfway through. Mammoth day yesterday in Sydney. Very tired after that. Ali, 140 likes on the stream. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support. Now at 150. Reminder to those who haven't already, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. It's free. Really helps me out a lot. After all, I've put a ton of time, effort and money into this trip, just so you guys get to watch some free plane spotting here around Australia and New Zealand on the Australasia live tour. Another aircraft off of the parallel runway here, Virgin Australia Boeing 737-800 off to the Sunshine Coast. Lucky people off to somewhere nice and warm. 717-200 next to land, or 16 right. Oh, 16 right, 16. Got a bit used to saying the right at the end there in Sydney. Coming in from Hobart, this is in the Discover Tasmania livery, special livery 717. Another special livery to add to the collection on today's stream. And even better, a special livery on a Boeing 717. Soon to be retired, replaced by the Airbus A220-300. Arriving from Tasmania in the Discover Tasmania livery, QJet flight 1552 from Hobart. This aircraft, Victor Hotel, Yankee Quebec Whiskey. Watching from the Bahamas, relaxation music for stress relief. Interesting aircraft, great stream, thank you very much. God, I wish I was there. Lovely and warm. Mango Pancakes, Scoot 787-8. Oh, Sticky also back in the chat. Welcome back to the stream. Great supporter there. Andy coming in from Los Angeles, California. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see so many people tuning in to Melbourne Airport this afternoon. Or this morning. This morning feels like afternoon. Feels like I've been up for a very long time. Scoot, budget in budget Singaporean airline. It's super cheap, so you don't care. Seats don't recline. Not great on a long haul airline, but keeps the prices down. Less maintenance required. Next on runway 16 from Mildura, Rex Airlines sub 340B. Past the Singapore Airbus A350. We'll take the next high speed to the left. All of the aircraft at the remote stands now being pushed by our expert pushback driver, pushing all the planes backwards over to T1. Next is the Malaysian A330-300. 23 up in the north of the North Island in New Zealand. Welcome back to the stream, Vinny. Great supporter. In some much warmer weather. Karen must also be tuning in from LA. From the air conditioning vents, cooking, ventilation and jet engines. It'd be a bit warmer around those parts of the plane, that's for sure. Tracy had 2 cups of coffee and a cup of tea. Cold days will be on the warm drinks at home. Yeah, I've already had I had a hot chocolate on the Virgin flight. Hot chocolate and a bit of banana bread, $8, and then quite a cold coffee from the downstairs cafe. It's appreciated nevertheless. Jetstar. Why doesn't Jetstar have 777s? Aviation fan. Most likely because Qantas doesn't have them. Jetstar and Qantas both have the 787s. Jetstar with the Dash 8, Qantas with the Dash 9. Might also be due to demand. 777's obviously quite a big aircraft. Diminished nothing like eating McDonald's and watching your live stream. I actually had McDonald's for dinner last night after packing up from the stream up in the P3 car park. Plane Peep 66 making me jealous. 25 in Brisbane. It's supposed to be lovely and warm, you know, up there on Saturday. Oh, Karen actually tuning in from Melbourne as well. Plenty of locals watching the stream. Jonathan Darby back in the chat. Good morning, Harry and all. Loving your work. Not missing much weather-wise back in New Zealand. Well, that's great to hear. Sounds like I might be in Whangarei. 23 degrees. Much nicer than 14 up the top of a windy car park here in Melbourne. Virgin 737-800. Slowing runway 16 from Perth. Flight 678. Victor Hotel, the Yankee Foxtrot Echo. EK406, about half an hour away now from the flooded Dubai. Very lucky to get it. Brisbane's being cancelled. Oh, Brad's saying international is T2. Sorry. Thank you for letting me know that. So what's T1? Is that the that's the Qantas domestic? Is it? Qantas domestic on the other side of T2. So then let's go. Qantas is T1, T2 international, T3 the Virgin and Rex and Bonza, and then T4 over here in front of us. No, a very expert pusher, pushing the tugs around, showing off his skills. Must know that it's a live streamer up in the car park. Better be time to show off the skills. Alright. Looks like Bonza might be getting ready to head off. Back doors are closed. The Boeing 737 MAX sort of arrived from probably Toowoomba Well Camp. Now off to Port Macquarie. Bonza's first aircraft, Victor Hotel, Uniform India Kilo, nicknamed Bazza, off as Bonza Flight 1045. Now Bonza's two-digit identification code, AB, is because they get you from A to B without the need for a C, connecting plenty of regional destinations to other regional destinations cheaply and without the need of stopping at a major international airport. Airport prices are bananas, period. Definitely. Good to see a number of fellow Americans, albeit I am a permanent resident Brit, on here, having found Harry's great streams. Thank you, Tony. Great seeing people from all around the world tuning in to the Australasia live tour. You're watching day 4 of 8. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the future streams from the coming 4 days. Bonza, a new one for me. Love discovering all these different airlines. Quite a small Aussie airline. Started operations beginning of last year. Michelle, hello, welcome. Welcome to Melbourne Airport today. Alright, Bonza's on the push off to Port Macquarie. 737 MAX 8. Portfolio company of the Miami-based 777 partners. Be on a Bonza flight tomorrow to Tamworth. Looking forward to trying them out for the first time. It's coming up 12 o'clock here at Melbourne International Airport, Melbourne Tullamarine. Next arrival appears to be Qantas Flight 154 from Auckland. Victor Hotel, Victor Zulu Tango. I flew that aircraft last year in March from Melbourne here to Wellington in business class. The review will be up on my channel in the coming moments. Not coming moments, but you know what I mean. It'll be coming to the channel eventually. 2 aircraft overhead. Won't be able to see it as it's a terrible cloudy day, but we have New Zealand Flight 284 Auckland to Singapore overhead Melbourne City at the moment, and also SQ 298 from Christchurch bound for Singapore, Airbus A350. Faint sound of the engines on the 737 MAX 8 of Monza starting up as QF 154 off in the distance coming in from New Zealand. Araceli coming in from Metro Manila in the Philippines. Welcome to Australia, Melbourne Airport. Thank you for tuning in. Plenty of regular stream watchers in the chat. Be sure to say hello to them. Great to have so many fantastic people watching the streams. Appreciate every single one of you watching at the moment. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support that I've received so far over the first half of the Australasia live tour. Day 4 coming to you from Melbourne Tullamarine. Victor Hotel, Victor Zulu Tango, touching down on a flight from Auckland. We'll taxi down to T2, the international terminal here at Melbourne, as Victor Hotel 8 Juliet Sierra pushes back the Qantas Boeing 737-800. Qantas 73 all lit up. On its flight from Auckland, New Zealand. Bonza 737 MAX 8 also preparing for its departure to Port Macquarie. Emirates Airbus A380 will be with us in about 45 minutes, coming in from Dubai. Scheduled to arrive at 5:30 this morning, delayed because of the weather over there. Alright, 7:37 max time. Carolyn, always much appreciated. Any support is always appreciated. Good evening, lovely people. DW in the chat. Just turned midday here at Melbourne, 12 PM. Exciting afternoon and evening of streaming coming up. Aviation fan was Singapore 777, still in Melbourne. We did have a Singapore 777 and leave, and then this one arrived not too long ago, just before the start of the stream. It's still a long way for departing, leaving at 3:40 PM. Next up to arrive on runway 16, Jetstar flight 509 from Sydney. Bailey also tuning in, hello, doing well up here in the car park at Melbourne International Airport. Tony Arrows, seeing Melbourne Airport brings back great memories. First city in Australia that I visited, loved it. It's an absolutely amazing city. Explored it a bit more last year. Won't be doing so much exploring on this visit. However, I will be off to Movida for dinner tonight. One of the best restaurants here in Melbourne. Really looking forward to that. So I'll be packing up the stream about 6 o'clock, heading into the city, catching the aforementioned Sky Bus into the city. Jetstar Airbus A321 coming in from Sydney here, and a Rex 737-800. Alright, Bonza looks to be heading out for a runway 27 departure. And another Qantas Airbus A220 heading also off of 27. This aircraft is the second A220 in the QANTASlink fleet. Victor Hotel, X-Way 4 Bravo. Not sure what happened there. It is on charge at the moment. And back. Just a bit much zoom for it to handle. Takes quite a bit of power. That's right. Camera's plugged in. So should be delivering heaps of power. Jetstar Boeing 787 now pushing back from the international terminal off to Singapore as Jetstar Flight 7. Bonza off to Port Macquarie, also off of 27. Boeing 737 MAX 8. Uniform India Kilo, the registration. Nicknamed Bazza. Okay, just gonna leave the camera sitting at the moment. It'll be turned on, but it'll just be sitting as I try to recharge the batteries. Not appreciating the all the extra work that it's doing. Didn't sign up for this mammoth 8-day expedition. Alright. It's all plugged in and charging. So Jetstar flight pushed back from international off to Singapore. Good afternoon from Ron Surrey, British Columbia in Canada. Ron in Surrey, British Columbia. Looking on. Thank you for tuning in. Airbus A380. Hello guys from school in Melbourne. Paying great attention in class, I see. So the school holidays must have finished over here. Welcome, glad you are tuning in. Safe travels, Bonza. Heading off to Port Macquarie. Be back later on, I believe. Last time Tony was in Melbourne for a whole 2 days before he had to do a desperate dash back home from Sydney via Brisbane to San Francisco. As COVID shutdown happened. Blew your first ever trip to New Zealand as well. That's very disappointing. Hopefully you'll be back. Also blew my first trip to the US. Did COVID. Gonna happen in May 2020. Taz coming in. Cold over there too, hey? Same temperature here in Tasmania. Glad to see I'm not the only one suffering with the pain of the cold. Oh no. Aunt also had to rush home from her retirement, travel around the world plans when COVID hit. Very sad, still hasn't taken this trip yet. And that would be unfortunate, Tracy. That's what Amelia says, and close your eyes, battery exhausted. Emirates A380 from Dubai, not too far out now. Thank you, Rigoberto. Good evening from Philadelphia, Brain Sturgeon. Tuning in from the US, welcome. I'm fortunate I live 20 miles south of San Francisco in San Mateo. Much warmer and brighter. Ron, tuning in from Vancouver, Canada, 7:09 PM. 7 hours behind Melbourne. No, not 7 hours. Is it 7 hours? Yeah, it must be 7 hours. Yes. 7 hours behind Melbourne. We're ahead of, or something. Yeah, I'm hoping the same. We'll see how we get on. Sun in Vancouver. Very lucky. Haven't seen the sun since my plane unfortunately disappeared behind the clouds here into Melbourne. Virgin Australia Boeing 73 landing in from Sydney, flight 832. Lovely 737-800 with the split winglets there. Victor Hotel Yankee India Sierra, one of the few 737-800s in the Virgin fleet. Might have been the first one to get the split winglets as well, if I remember correctly. LATAM Airlines Boeing 787 pushing back on the far side of the international terminal, just out of sight. Heading off for a non-stop flight to Santiago in Chile as LATAM Airlines flight 804. Charlie Charlie Bravo Golf Bravo is the registration. Double Virgin, one in, one out. That's how we roll. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in at the moment. Great to see so many viewers enjoying the action here from Melbourne Airport on a Thursday afternoon. Not long past midday on the 18th of April. Rex sub 340 coming in on runway 16 from King Island. ZL 3916, the flight number of this aircraft. Registered Victor Hotel, Yankee Romeo X-Ray. Come and taxi over to just in front of us, where the Rex Saabs park. Gonna have quite a bit of trouble, it'd appear, trying to drain the battery out of my power pack, put it in the camera. I'm gonna try and do something a bit sneaky here. I've set myself up next to an airport 3-plug power point. See if I can plug into that. Just hitting my head on the tripod. Just creating myself another trip hazard. That's alright, wouldn't be the first time I've tripped up today. This camera's just going to turn off for a second. But when we're back, we'll be cheekily plugged into the airport mains. Just going to move my bag so no security looks and sees that. Alright. No, it doesn't like that. That's alright, I'll go back to the power bank. Okay. Camera playing very difficult after I forgot to actually turn on the power bank. Been plugging it in this morning. That's alright, I'll leave it running here. No. Okay. Oh, it might be time for a break then here at Melbourne Airport. Just have a quick look and see what if I can do much about this issue. So right, scheduled to take a break at 12:30 anyway. Our Emirates Airbus A380 arrival still a fair way out, along with China Eastern. China Eastern 27 minutes out. Emirates Airbus A380 also 30 minutes out. Just leave the camera on here so we can capture Jetstar Boeing 787, and then that will wrap the stream up, the morning stream, as we then proceed to head into the afternoon golden hour stream, which we might not get much of a golden hour, but hey. Yeah, the weather looks pretty freaky there, Tony. Lucky our Emirates flight not impacted, or it is impacted, but delayed, not cancelled. Look back in the chat. Welcome, joining the stream from Florida, Thad. Glad to have you in the stream as we just wait for our Jetstar 787. Then we'll take a quick break and be back before the Emirates A380 arrival here into into Melbourne. Sorry. Tracy, experience a Canadian winter, Harry. You and I won't complain about Australia/NZ winters. Did back in 2000, too bloody cold for my Aussie bones. Beautiful country though, love Canada. Does look like a lovely country, especially in the winter months. Jetstar Boeing 787 now, off to Singapore. Gonna leave the camera wide. Up into the skies above Australia, making its way over to Asia on the long journey to Singapore. Yeah, camera's being a bit of a pain. 10:16 p.m. Very late, but appreciate you still tuning in. Still Wednesday in Canada. Took a screen grab of that message. Use it as a screensaver at work. It reminds you of the Australasia live tour on YouTube. Good evening to Melbourne International. Greetings from Wednesday night here in Conception. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. In Chile. Got a Latam 787 to Chile, also taxiing out on the non-stop to Santiago. Might have to stay and capture that departure then. 9:16 where Blick Fang is in Wednesday. Tony, you can imagine those Canadian winters being pretty darn chilly. Lived here for 23 years now. Never owned a proper coat. Lucky, eh? Nearly at the penultimate hour here on Wednesday. Michael, most enjoyable guys. Clear out here in the east now. Radar okay. Michael in Melbourne. So is there blue sky out and about in Melbourne? That'll be awesome if there is. Just a little bit of sun here shining on the tarmac, shining on the ramp here in Melbourne. Hopefully it'll warm it up a little bit. Would very much appreciate that. This view reminds me of the view out of the car park at Brisbane, except Brisbane has the docks in the distance. Yeah, no water in the distance over here. More of a deep mood. The battery exhausted message. Alright, this Latam Boeing 787 just holding short of 16 for a Qantas 73 arrival in from Sydney. Once the Latam 787 departs, that'll be the last movement of the morning stream here. Scheduled to finish up at 12:30, finishing a tiny bit early, so I get a decent break before the Emirates and China Eastern arrivals. DW, pardon my absence, been looking at new lenses for my camera, wasn't reading the chat. Oh, are there any good ones out there? Any that you're interested in purchasing? Hopefully you found some good ones. Amelia, have a nice break, Harry. Thanks for the enjoyable morning stream. No worries, loved bringing it to you. The morning session of the day 4 of the Australasia live tour. Day 4 of 8, and the first of 3 sessions at Melbourne. Second one coming your way this afternoon before the third tomorrow morning. Kicking it off at 5 AM here at Melbourne Tullamarine. So the Qantas Boeing 737-800 now on finals, short finals for 16. Behind it, our Latam 787 departing. Sun is shining in the western suburbs now, Harry. It's just outside, should be coming your way soon. Perfect. Have a nice bit of weather on my break. Looking forward to it. I'll be able to get out of the wind anyway. Tucking down behind the concrete barrier, which you can just see at the bottom right of the screen. Tony, Harry doing a fantastic job with all his streams. Please hit the like if you haven't done so already. Always very much appreciated. Subscribe so you know when we're live this afternoon and all of the rest of the streams on the channel. Also subscribe with notifications for that and upcoming flight reviews on the 10 flights, 9 different airlines on this trip. So plenty of action. Plenty of videos coming your way. Right, looks like the TAM Boeing 787 might be lining up. It is lining up down the end of 16. Be the last departure of the stream. TW, that and for my photography biz and hobby. Spent so much time here in Houston. I'm thinking of doing a stream here and at San Francisco to give San Francisco some love since LAX got 1 million streamers. It does, actually, yeah. I do see a couple of San Francisco streams popping up, but I think that's also from LAX streamers. Be good to see your streams over in America. Latam Airlines Boeing 787 off to Chile. Latam flight 804. Charlie Bravo Golf Charlie Bravo Golf Bravo, the registration of this 787. Alright, that there the last movement of the stream. Thank you everybody for watching the morning session here in Melbourne. Quick break and we'll be back this afternoon for the Emirates Airbus A380 arrival, along with plenty of other action here at Melbourne's Tullamarine Airport on the 4th of 8 days of the Australasia live tour. See you guys, thank you for tuning in.